Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we are building Andor's blaster from Star Wars. Now this is originally one that I seen online and I thought I would love to give this a go, so downloaded the files for it and realized it was going to be actually be a pain in the ass to print some of the bits. But now that I've got the K1 printer from Creality, I thought I actually can do this now. Now I did regret not doing a couple of modifications just to make it a bit easier to print, but overall they ended up coming out really good, and with a bunch of support material that I had to break off, we got really good prints, and I'm very happy with it all come out indeed. And you can see this just has support material all over it. And in fact, in this part, I don't actually dig up all the support material because I thought some of it was actually part of the 3D print, and then I was like, no, wait, these actually come off. So those little tabs you can see, they break off as well. So yeah, I ended up with a very, very nice print that I was very, very happy with. Now I currently only have white filament for the high-speed printer, so I would normally go for black, or if I didn't have that, I would go for grey when making this prop. So white is not what I'd like to go with, but that's what we have to deal with today. And it's always possible that I'm going to come back and revisit this one in the future because this is a very nice design. It's also surprisingly small. At first I thought, is this too small? And I went back and looked at screenshots and it is actually scaled exactly right. But it feels like an unusually small blaster when you hold it, especially when it has that piece that does rotate in the show. It looks a lot bulkier than it really is. Also, because I'm putting this in one lot, so all pieces in one print, there was a lot of kind of bits to clean up and stuff like that. And again, with the Ender that I used to use a lot of stuff for doing printing, I would normally print stuff either a couple at a time or one at a time to get cleaner prints. But the K1's been a lot smoother for me, so it's been a huge time saver. Now that means we can move on now to the completely deconstructed stuff. So for the most part, all the supports came off amazingly smooth, especially around the trigger. When I first pulled the print off, I was like, there's no way this is coming off. And then I cracked it and it just came right off and the trigger was fine. And I was like, wow, that was surprising. But the big issue was actually on the bottom of that one, which was a pain to clean. So yeah, now we just glue it up and get this thing all put together. It is a very simple assembly with no issues. The only change I would have made is the trigger guard, which attaches with this one piece, means that it can rotate when you're gluing it up. I would have potentially changed that, and because of how it printed, I'd probably have gone and taken the hole that popped out on that as a peg and actually reversed it so it was a hole, and then maybe 3D printed an actual peg that would have went in there to keep it more solid and to stop it rotating as well. But yeah, it was just a matter of gluing these all up. I took my time with this, just glued one piece on at a time and was not in any kind of rush. But then we had our completed weapon. Now, the thing I did do to change this prop up a little bit was the front there. You'll see there's a second piece on the desk. And that's because the actual holes in it were basically, they were perfect. So when it came to putting it together, it wasn't fitting bang on. There was just a little bit of it sitting above where it was supposed to be up against the surface. So I went in and I made those holes a little bit bigger or just a little bit deeper so that it was more flush when it attached. And that was the only minor change. And because it was a small part, I had no issue redoing that. So yeah, then give it a paint job. Now in the show, it's a much blacker paint job with like the paint kind of peeling off in areas where it's being used a lot, resulting in a kind of silver showing through. So I decided to go for more of a silver with this. And I think if I was to redo it, I would buy some paint that will give me more of a dark metal and then try and get some nice kind of wear and tear on it. But I'm very happy with it. It's not the best looking prop I've made so far, but considering this was a prop that originally I looked at the files and said, I can't do this on my Ender, I'm not going to be able to pull it off. And now to actually have it printed off on the K1, and it feels like I've made a little bit of progress with 3D printing, so very happy to have been able to successfully make this. And it's certainly one of those ones where I may well come back and redo it again. And if I wanted to, I think I might think about doing something different with that center core, because it wouldn't be too hard to have it, rotate and be a separate piece. So I might look into that too. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe because right now my videos get like under 100 views. So if you enjoyed them, let me know in the comments below.